and welcome to today's webinar, OnPar Launch, your company's cloud management hub. My name is Emily Venable, and I'm the Solutions Manager here at OnPar Technologies. I will be your host for today's event. So to begin, let me just go over a few quick housekeeping items. Today's webinar is being recorded for quality and reproduction purposes, so all attendees will be on mute throughout the webinar. Also, you can ask any questions you have throughout the webinar by using the chat feature on this meeting by clicking on the comments icon at the top right of your screen, and my colleagues will be available to answer any questions you might have. Also, there will be a larger question and answer session at the end of the webinar after the recording portion has been concluded. All right, so first off, let's move to the next slide. So I know many of you who are on this call are already administrators, and you guys currently have access to our free OnPar Launch portal that we've been sending out emails about and that many of you have logged into. So you've seen the structure of the application. But today we're going to be going over the enhanced version of OnPar Launch and how it can become a full-blown cloud application hub that includes application management as well as detailed reporting for both infrastructure, application, and security purposes. So OnPar Launch provides a complete suite of tools that are designed to make your staff work better and smarter. It allows everybody in your organization to take full advantage of not only Office 365, but other cloud-based cloud-based applications that your organization uses. So it gives you more input and control into the ways that your company uses their IT assets and lets you flag usage, application, compliance, or other issues that you might wish to address. Lastly, OnPar Launch gives you more insight into where your data is stored, how it's protected, and who has access and what levels of security are in place for that data's protection. So let's start first by looking at the application launcher. The application launcher is the home page of your new screen. And you will see this because in about 10 minutes, I'm going to go into a full live demo. So OnPar Launch provides a complete suite of tools that are designed to make your staff work better and smarter, as previously mentioned. Many employees are often overwhelmed by how many cloud apps are available for their use. This leads to subscriptions overlapping and redundant services simply because they don't know what's available for them to use. OnPar Launch streamlines cloud application access with the application launcher feature. This allows each organization to customize which applications are available to use for their organization as a whole or for groups of users. So you can divide this into groups like departments such as sales or operations, and only those users can see their specific cloud applications. The administrators of OnPar Launch can create those groups, add links to applications, and truly customize this feature to provide your employees access to all applications they need to be productive in their respective job roles. Then all employees can simply log into OnPar Launch at the beginning of the day and click on the easy-to-read tiles to access all of their applications. Next is the Message Center. So OnPar Launch's Message Center is one easy place to communicate with everyone in your organization. And just like the application launcher, it can show messages based on group membership or to everyone in the organization based on the sender's preference. This is also the place that OnPar will be using to post our communications. So those emails you normally get once a week, tips and tricks and newsletters and press releases, we're going to start putting those here in the Message Center. The next feature of OnPar Launch is the knowledge base. So the knowledge base is a unified solution. It provides informational documents to your staff. Once again, this is also customizable and can be put into groups. And it is a place where you can store how-to documents, company processes, maybe security systems or entry requirements, or even things like employee handbooks can be put into this space. It is really great to have a place to have a complete knowledge base for your processes so it can truly boost productivity and communication throughout your organization. Next, here in OnPar Launch is the service portal. So this is already, some of this is already part of the free version. This has everything to do with your IT support and your connection to OnPar. This is where you submit your service tickets, request information or purchasing additional products and hardware, viewing your open tickets, and communicating with your technicians. This is also where you can check the status of Office 365 to see if there are any issues that are being addressed currently by Microsoft with the applications that you use the most. Now, being the trainer here at OnPar, this is one of my favorite portions of OnPar Launch, and this is the e-learning center. So studies show that informed employees need less support and are less likely to pose security risks to your organization. OnPar Launch combines both the knowledge base from earlier and the e-learning center to give employees simple access to training aids, courses, and Office 365 update information. We provide in here a pre-made cybersecurity course for free, but you can also take advantage of the free templates that are in here and create lessons with exams that you may need to keep your workforce up to date on new processes, compliance requirements, or any other items that have been released or that you need to track. This is a great feature because it also allows administrators to track which employees have taken and passed each course. Next is infrastructure reporting. So if you're a managed services client, you're probably used to our yearly network infrastructure meetings where we come in and we go over your network health. Now with OnPar Launch, you can actually do this on a daily basis if you wish, and have access to all that information at your fingertips. With a growing and complex network infrastructure, it's important to have insight into your systems, even if they're remote or in the cloud. So the infrastructure reporting gives you the ability to see detailed data regarding many aspects of your network. You can see information as to when your web domains are expiring, which users are backing up their data online, which users have certain pieces of software, like maybe Adobe Acrobat installed. It'll show you your server information and things like which warranties are coming up for renewal on your workstations or servers. But it's more than just an inventory. These reports really allow you to know if your business is taking advantage of the latest cloud-based solutions across your environment. So it gives you the information you need to make smarter choices. Now, the next section in here is Office 365 reporting. So I don't know if many of you know, because I know most of you use Office 365, that Office 365 has over 80 applications across 5 different platforms. So while you might not be using all of those, OnPar Launch is a tool that can truly assist your company with its internal adoption and be a key driver for future growth. So just like infrastructure, this section provides reporting that can answer questions you have about your Office 365 environment. For example, what users are protecting their workstation data, like with OneDrive, or are they protected against password theft, maybe with multi-factor authentication? How many licenses do you own, and are you utilizing them appropriately? This section really keeps you informed on almost all aspects of your Office 365 usage without having to log in to that Office 365 Administrative Center or those specialty administrative centers, which can be time-consuming and difficult to navigate. Now, the last section here is security and compliance. Office 365 offers a really rich set of security tools, and they often are not correctly deployed, not adopted at all, or not recognized for their value. OnPar Launch provides insights into this to help make use of these security features. That does include multi-factor authentication, which is probably a word you're sick of hearing about, but here at OnPar, we all are requiring that by the end of March, all of our customers either sign up for multi-factor and have it turned on or sign an opt-out form. This is for your protection and for our protection as well. So here in the security and compliance overview section, these insights and reporting tools provide great value for people like company auditors or any outside consultants that come in who require information for security or compliance reasons. And it provides change alerting capabilities, so it makes it easy to see any changes to your network environment that might need to be communicated to your staff or addressed as an issue. For example, some of the questions that can be answered within this section are, how much email is my company receiving? And how much of that is spam? And is it being dealt with properly? What workstations or servers are potentially violating a government mandated security requirement? Or how many new endpoints or servers have we added into our inventory? So this answers a ton of questions. And like I said, we'll go through that here in just a second. So with that being said, I kind of want to skip over now and start our live demo. So many of you, like I said, have already logged into our free version. So now I want to show you what the enhanced version looks like. This is what the enhanced version looks like. So right here on the home page is what we were talking about, the application launcher. So this is OnPar's. So like I said, this can be completely customized to your own organization. So this home page is, like I said, fully customizable and has groups. So here at OnPar, we have divided our staff into 4 groups. We have a finance group, a sales and marketing group, a service group, and an administrative group. I've set myself up since I worked on this to see all of our cloud applications. But let's say, for instance, I was part of the finance group. When I logged in, I might not see all of these applications. I might just see maybe QuickBooks and our bank information and some other things. So I might just maybe have 4 or 5 different applications that I use in my job. So when you log in, you only see the things you have, and for the groups that you have been put into. Also here on this homepage, you have complete access to Office 365 without having to log into office.com. And if you are a global administrator, you also have your access right here into your administrative tools without having to log into the Office 365 Admin Center. So let's start our tour over here on the left in the company section. This section has to do with communication. So the first thing here is the directory. So this is built in and pulls from Office 365, and it's an area where you can access the contact information for everybody in your organization that has an Office 365 account. This information can either be input directly into the admin center under the contacts for each one of your users, or the users can update this information themselves. Up here at the top right under account information, so right here where my face is, I can click here and I can click the little edit button, and right here I can update all of my information, including my LinkedIn profile information, and save it. That then syncs here to this directory, and when I click on the information, I can then see my email, phone number, cell phone number, address, and a link. You can use all of this, or you can just use some of it. I know some choose not to put their addresses out there. From here, you can, if you have Office 365 calling, you can click to call, click to email, and then, for example, too, you can also click up here to Teams chat. Now, down here, the next thing here is the knowledge base. So as we discussed earlier, this is the spot where you put your how-to documents to provide an easy place for everybody to get their company processes and any other informational items. As you can see, we are building in here in the how-to section for frequently asked questions for Office 365. So we're hoping as we continue to build this, this will be a great place where your users can come and click on a problem they're having and see how to fix it step by step without having to put in a service ticket, which takes a little longer. So for example, right here, we put in how to add an email account to an iPhone. If you click on that, it's going to pull up those instructions, and we did it with screenshots, and it shows you step by step how to add that Exchange account into the native mail app on an iPhone. And these, like I said, are ones that we're creating, that we're giving access to you. But up here at the top, this little add button is where you can go and create your own. So you can, create your own category. Right here, the categories are the things in bold at the top. Give it an article name, and then simply you can copy and paste. You can put PDFs in here, or you can just write your own articles. And then you can, if you want to, like I said, even put attachments in here. But this is a great place to start building that knowledge base for your company processes. Now, next down here is messages, which we talked about earlier as well. So this is where the communication aspect of this comes in. So as you can see right here, I've got some other messages that are sent to me in here, but this is where, once again, you just click this little add button. You can come in here and send messages to all staff or to certain groups. As you can see right here under groups, this is where I told you I have my admin, finance, sales and marketing, and service. So say I just wanted to send a message to my sales and marketing folks, I can take out, I can slide this everyone over here to the right. I can slide my sales and marketing over here into the selected category. And that's how I can send an email just to that group of folks. And in here, as you can see, there's pages. So it's easy to sort by pages and go through your most recent to your oldest messages. All right, let's see here. Next is going to be the support section. So this, I'll admit, this is the boring section. This is the one that you guys probably already get for free, and it's the easiest to use. So right here, first thing is the Office 365 status. This is where you can come in, and for any of you that are admins for Office 365, you probably know this is in the Office 365 Admin Center already. This is called Service Help. This is where you can come in and see if there's any issues going on with applications that are being addressed by Microsoft. So right here, we can easily see that Exchange Online currently has 2 advisories. We can click on those 2 advisories. We can see what they affect. And if we want to read them, we can come right here and just click on the advisory number. And it's going to open up and it's going to tell us that this had to do with Exchange Online. And the emails were stuck in a pending state. So they were stuck in the outbox. And right here, it looks like users were experiencing delays with third-party mail signature services. And if your company was using a third-party mail signature service and your emails were getting stuck in your outbox, this right here tells you why. And it tells you that Microsoft was working to fix it. And actually, looks here that they fixed it this morning. So this is a really easy place for people to come and see if Microsoft is having issues in the data center itself. And it is now available to all end users through this portal without them having to have access to the admin portal in Office 365. Next down here is report a problem, aka submitting a service ticket. So what we've done in here is we've basically made a catalog. This right here is going to let people choose a category of what's going on with their issues. So for example, these are some of the most popular questions we have. You know, I need a password reset. I need a user's license removed or added. But you can come down here and search through the other things. So like maybe I have a problem with Excel. Click on that. It's going to open up a box. Give it a subject. You can put in some comments in here. Click submit. That will send a service ticket over to us. We will assign it to a technician and work it in the order in which it is received. Since you access this portal by signing in with your Office 365 credentials, we already know who you are. So it's going to put your name in there and your phone number and your email address directly from submitting it from here. Keep in mind too that you can still use email, or if you're a managed services client, you can still use our agent or give us a call to submit tickets as well. Next down here is add a product or service. This is OnPar's sales catalog. So this is every single thing that we sell or that we can provide, like projects and training. So you can see over here on the right-hand side that we have categories. So for example, if you were interested in hardware and you wanted to get a quote to purchase a new workstation, come right here, click request a quote, and put in your information, and it will send us a ticket. Now, there's a caveat to this section. This section is available, unfortunately, and we cannot restrict it to all of your users. So you might not want just anyone coming in here and clicking to buy a new product or service. All of the tickets or all of the requests are going to come back to an administrator to approve before they come into our section. And I want to show you how to do that. So down here under support tickets, if someone clicks, I want to buy a new workstation, It will come in here and you will receive an email that you have a ticket waiting for your approval. It will come into this waiting section right here. Now, I don't have any in here, so I'm going to come to the closed section, and you would click on it, and then right here under ticket options, instead of saying reopen this ticket, it would say approve or deny. If you deny it, it goes away. If you approve it, it goes onto the sales board, and most likely Donna or Emily will reach out to you and ask you further questions and provide you a quote. So that now moves us on to the service ticket section. Now, in here, you can see all open and closed tickets. If you're an administrator, you can see all tickets for your entire company. If you are an end user, you will just see your tickets. So under open tickets, you can click on your ticket and you can come in here and put in a comment, attach a file, send it, and communicate directly with your technician. You can also see your timeline and the details of your ticket. Also, in case the issue resolves itself or you figure it out, up here at the top, you can close or cancel your ticket. In the closed ticket area, you can come in, and if any of these tickets, for some reason, the issues come back or wasn't resolved, you can click on that ticket and once again, select reopen the ticket. This is really great for you administrators because you can see how many tickets have been put in a certain time span, and you can see what was the outcome of those tickets by reading the notes in the timeline. All right, next section here is university. So this is what we were talking about earlier with courses and things like that. So like I said, we give you, with this enhanced OnPar Launch product, we give you a pre-made cybersecurity course. So as you can see, you can click on this course and you can come in here. You do have to click on enroll, and then that will open up all of these lessons. You basically go through and complete each of these lessons, complete a final exam, and that will then send a message in the admin center, which I'll show you in just a second, to show that you have completed that training. But as an administrator for your company, you can create these courses on your own. Up here at the top under add, you can come in here and you can create a category. So let's say it's HR training or new employee training or software training. Give it a category, give it a name and a description. You can also pick if it's required for everybody. Also, course image, that's going to be this image that displays on the page. So you can find something off the internet or pull something out of your files and put it in here to give it an image. And then up here at the top, you can create your own lessons. You can enter in exam questions. And you can assign it once again to different groups. And you can use this basically as your e-learning tool for your entire organization. Down here under Office 365 updates, this is another thing that was hidden in the admin center that really should have been released to everyone, so now it is. This is going to show you anytime Office 365 does an update, what happened. So you're going to see some new features. You're going to see updated features. Sometimes you'll even see new apps. You can come in here and learn what has changed. So you can see right here on February the 1st, a new feature was added that changed PowerPoint and Word to open files faster. Simply click on it and you're going to get the pop-up, and it's going to tell you exactly what Microsoft did to make this open faster and how it's going to help you. And if you want even more information, you can click right here and read the support article. As you can see, it affects the cache settings. So this is going to tell you, because everybody always wonders, something's working differently in my Office 365 environment. Was there an update? Did Microsoft change something? Right here, you can see if they did. And you can go back and look at older releases as well. So you can just see all the times they've made tons of updates to Teams lately. So you can read all about those. Lastly, under the university section, we have quick starts. I love these things. So quick starts, we've already loaded in here some information. As you can see, a lot of people these days are wanting to learn information about Teams. Here's one of the quick starts. You can click on these, and they're going to be a little more visual. So I get asked all the time, what's the difference between a quick start and a knowledge base article? Really, they can both be used for the same purpose. I just think that the quick starts are a little bit more visual, where knowledge base is more of an article, a quick start is more visual. So as you can see here for Teams, you can come through and it's going to show you right on this home page what all the buttons do. So you're going to know how to navigate. And then if you come over here and scroll to the next page, we start here with teaching you how to sign in and have conversations and meetings. And you just scroll through this, read the little paragraphs. And by the time you get to the end, you should have a pretty good idea on how to use Teams. Down here at the bottom, there's some extra things. Here's where you can get some training and some other opportunities to learn. So I just think these quick starts are really great to learn how to use an application. It's quick and fast, and people can do it on their own time. But keep in mind, again, this is a customizable form. So up here at the top under Add, you can make your own quick starts for your company. So right now we've got, quick starts for Office 365, but maybe you have different software. Maybe you have Yardi, maybe you have Adobe Photoshop, maybe you have QuickBooks. You can do quick starts for those and come in here and you can attach PDFs, and each PDF would be a different page, and you can change colors and icons and all of that. And then once again, you've got your groups, so you can put it out there for different groups to use. So another completely customizable learning tool. Now, let me note, at this point, this is all that your end users get. So when your end users log in, they're going to get home, company, support, and university. Starting here at infrastructure, all the way down to account, this is for administrators only. Ignore partner. That's just something we have. So starting here at infrastructure is all of your administrator privileges. So here under the infrastructure section, you're going to be able to get detailed reporting and information on your company's network. First things first, domains. Any domains that your company has, if they're already in Office 365, they will import in here manually. If you have any extras, you can come up here and add them. But for example, onpartech.com, I can click on this. I can see that it's registered through GoDaddy, when it's going to expire, what DNS records are in here. I can get all that information plus the link to go here to manage that domain. I know a lot of people have many domains they have purchased, and they don't have a centralized area to store all of the data. So this is a great place to be able to find all of the information you need about your domains. Also, keep in mind as I go through all of the different reporting tools that up here at the top, there's a download button. You can download any of these reports to an Excel format by clicking on that button. All right, next is endpoints. That is nothing but a fancy word for your workstations. So as you can see, I put in some in here to test. So here we have our workstations. I can come in here, I can click on a laptop, and I'm going to get an overview, including the physical location of that. It's going to use GPS tracking, and it's going to show you where that laptop is currently located, or desktop if it's in a physical location. Here, you're going to see the storage capacity, how much is used, how much is free, whether they use OneDrive, business and personal. Come here to configuration. You're going to see how many gigs of RAM each computer has, what operating system it has is at the top. You're going to get make and model, serial number, and processor information. You're also going to get information on the users. We didn't set that part up during our testing. And then here, you're going to get information on every piece of software installed on that machine, when it was installed, and what version it is. This is going to create a master software catalog, which I'll show you in just a second. This does require us installing a small agent, a different agent than you already have on all of the machines, and that's really the only setup that we really have to do to push this out to you guys. Servers, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you our servers is blank. We didn't install this on any of our servers, but it's going to pull the exact same information as endpoints. And then here under software, like I said, your master software list. It's going to take all the software installed on every workstation in your environment, all the software installed on every server in your environment, and put it into this master catalog. This master catalog is going to get very, very large. But the one really awesome thing about this is that you can tell where it's installed. So I can see right here really easily, Adobe Acrobat Reader is installed on 4 machines. If I click on that, it's going to tell me which machines it's installed on and what version it's running and the space it is taking up on each person's machine. So if you're wondering, hey, I bought 10 licenses for Photoshop. I wonder who has them. You can come in here, find Photoshop, and see who's using those licenses. So this is really going to give you a much better way to track all of the software, not to mention track software that you might not want in your environment. For example, we have personal computers that we use. But maybe you don't want Amazon Music in your environment. You can click on that and find out who installed it and tell them they can't have it on their machine, or you can take it off. Same thing, iTunes or games. You can come in here and figure out if that kind of thing is installed in your network environment. All right, so under this section here, this is usage. So this is the same thing. It's going to be more reports, more detailed reporting, but the usage section is specifically for Office 365. So under adoption, you're going to see information about email, Teams, Yammer, and SharePoint. So you're going to see things in here such as email. How many items do people have in their email? You can come in here, find who has the largest boxes, all sorts of things like that. All right, you can also see that you can get information about how much storage is being used, how large the boxes are. Here under Teams, you can find out who's using the chat features. If you have calling, who's using the calling features, who's having meetings, and who's using the meeting features the most. I'll skip Yammer because I don't really think anybody on this call uses it. SharePoint, you're going to be able to see who's viewed things, who's visited the site, internally or externally, who's syncing things down from the web to their machines, and when the people's last activity was. As you can see, we aren't really using SharePoint that often. We have actually switched over to using Teams for most of our stuff. Okay, under adoption, we've got data. Data is going to show you OneDrive. So this right here is going to show you when their last activity was, how many files they are storing, how many active files, which means they've been touched in the past 30 days, how much storage they've used, and how much storage they have allocated. Everyone in your organization gets 1 terabyte of space in OneDrive, unless they have an email-only license. Speaking of licenses, that is our next topic. So you used to have to log into the admin center to see this too. Now you don't. Come in here and you're going to be able to see how many licenses you have available, how many you have used, and it's going to pull it directly from your tenant. So this is an easy way to keep up to date with what licenses you have and whether you need to have things added or removed from your invoices. Next is users. So you're going to have a list of every single user in your organization that has an Office 365 license. From here, you can control whether or not you want to make them an administrator. So I can come here, go to edit. Right here, I can take them on or off as an administrator. I can also disable their login to the portal if you don't want them to access it. And from here, you can also see if they have multi-factor authentication turned on, which is something we're going to get into here in just a second. Lastly is voice. Now, this might not apply to all of you. This only applies if you use the Office 365 phone system. So we do. So here it's going to show you how many person-to-person minutes you've used, how many person-to-person audio versus video you've used, how many participant minutes. It's going to break all of your voice activity down. Next, we're going to move on to security. This is the section most people like. So data breaches. Data breaches is pulling its data from a site called You've Been Pawned. This is different from our dark web ID service. This shows you any data breach where your work email has been a part of that breach. You can then click on the breach and figure out what it was, and this should prompt you to change your password. So as you can see for me, I was a part of the Apollo breach. I can click on that. It's going to tell me what the Apollo breach was. So this was back in July of 2018. Apollo left a database containing billions of data points publicly exposed without a password, and tells you who found it. 126 million email addresses were sent to, you've been pawned. And so this should probably tell me I should change my email or my password, which I did whenever I saw it. But you can see certain people in our organization get targeted more than others. And this is just a great way to tell that you should really be paying attention to that email security. Your email address and password are the most important credentials you have, and they should be guarded very tightly. Once again, here's another place where you can see if multi-factor authentication is on or off. That leads me into logins. Logins is specifically about strong authentication, also called multi-factor authentication. This tells you who has it turned on, who has it turned off, how safe is my organization as a whole with our login information. It tells you your Office 365 users versus your role-based users. We have a lot of test users in our environment, so those are the ones who have the MFA turned off. Here, we can see who's got it turned on and a big list of all of our email addresses. We can see if it's turned on for directory synchronization or AD Connect, and who our administrators are. Your administrators are most likely us. But if it is not, and if it is someone in your organization, you can reach out to them to ask questions or put in a ticket directly for us regarding the information on this logins page. Last, under security, we have email. This right here is one of my favorite reports because it tells you, and you can follow the trends of your email. So for example, I love how much our email drops off on the weekends. So here's a Monday. So let's just do Monday the 28th. We received 712 pieces of good email. We received 291 pieces of spam. And we received 27 emails that were blocked because of malware. That, for you guys who don't have it, is the advanced threat protection that we have turned on. So this is a really great place to be able to see the trends of your email, to see when spam might be spiking, when malware might be spiking. That way you can go ahead and address that with us or internally as to what steps you want to take. Next, compliance. So I know compliance doesn't apply to all of you, but there are certain people that have to follow HIPAA or SEC or things like that. This is a great place because it allows you to store the reports you would need in case of an audit. So in here, you can create report repositories. So right here for this backup reports, I can click on it. I can go over here to my settings, and each one of my report repositories comes with an email address. I can forward reports that come from numerous different locations. Any report that gets sent to you by email, you can tell them to, instead of sending it directly to you, to send it to this email address, and it will store all of your reports in this section. Also, if you are a current client of ours and have Datto or have Dark Web ID, we can actually send all of those reports to these email addresses as well. That way you can have them all in one place and they're not just delivered sporadically to your email address and maybe they get lost due to that. Also, we talked earlier about training. You know, maybe because you have to follow HIPAA, you're supposed to have HIPAA training once a year with your employees. So, and by the way, we happen to have a free HIPAA course that we could stick in there for you. If you need it, just tell us. And you can come in here and see, like for this cybersecurity one, here's all of our employees. You can see who enrolled. It'll give you a check mark. And then completed, it'll give you a date on who completed that training. So this is an easy way to find those stragglers and go and tell them they need to complete their training. So it's all monitored down here under compliance. Almost done. So down under alerting, we've got jobs. To be honest, this section you're not going to really care about as much. This is the jobs that are running for this portal for OnPar Launch. So it's telling you every time it scans your domains, updates your tenant information, syncs with our PSA system. This isn't going to be too important to you. But the log portion is very important. The log portion is going to show you anytime something has changed inside of your network. For example, the last thing that happened here, our OnPar PC today at 2:42 a minute ago p.m. added QuickBooks 3.3.4 onto their machine. So you can see really easily things that are added, things that are removed. If you come up here under type and here under filter, these are all the different categories you can filter by to see changes, to see additions and removals from your environment. So I can come here and click on endpoint and filter, and I can see the last endpoint that was added into my environment was done on January the 11th at 2:06 p.m. And this is the name of the laptop that was added to our environment. So this is a really great way to see all of those additions, especially if you're, in a bigger company, you're wanting to know, which things are coming into my domain, which things are being attached and which things are being monitored. And it's really hard to track all of that. So this OnPar Launch product is really meant to keep you up to date with what's going on currently in real time with your network. Lastly is account. This is also available in the free version, but I just want to go over it for some of you that are on the call that might not have watched the video that we sent out. So under account, we've got agreements. This is going to tell you the name of the agreement that you have with OnPar. Right now, that's all it does. We will be updating and pushing out an update in the next quarter that will show you if you have a block hours agreement, you'll be able to do what you used to do in the old portal, which is run those block hours agreements and figure out how many hours have been used per month and how many hours remain. Under invoices, you no longer have to log in anymore to get into that special portal to get to invoices. It's right here. You can click on the invoice. It's going to open in a PDF format. You can then print it, download it, whatever you need for your records. Now, you do need to log in up here under Open Payment Portal if you want to change your credit card information or ACH information, change your auto pay setup, or if you wish to pay a one-off invoice. Maybe you bought a laptop, you want to pay that invoice online. You can do that there. Here under quotes are going to be all of the quotes you have ever received from us. If you want to go back and look at an old one, go ahead and click on it. It's going to open up this little box. You can click on the PDF here, and it will pull up a copy of that quote that was sent to you. You can then scroll through it and look through the old quote. Same thing. If you have a new quote that has just been sent to you, you can come in here, click on the PDF, and also accept it through here as well. Now, the last thing I want to mention is settings, and I've been getting a lot of questions about this. This is where the Microsoft Cloud Agreement lives. So this year, 2019, is the first time Microsoft has made this a requirement. Every single one of you, if you have not already, needs to log into your current portal, the free version. Come here under settings and click accept under the Microsoft Cloud Agreement. This is essentially when you're going to any old website, when you have to click check, I agree to terms and conditions, this is Microsoft's terms and conditions. As you can see, I accepted this on December the 26th. When you click accept, that gives us a digital signature. If you wish, you can click right here. This will download the PDF of the terms and conditions. It is 9 pages long. Feel free to read it if you wish, but we need everyone to have clicked on that and agreed to it by the end of March. And that is a new requirement from Microsoft. So with that, that is the demo. Let me go really quickly back to the PowerPoint presentation.
Hey, Emily, one quick question that we have that I wasn't able to answer, if you can do. So does the endpoint information, does it pull the warranty?
It does pull the warranty information. So yes, you will be able to download that to an Excel spreadsheet and sort them and see which are the ones that are most quickly coming up for the warranty expiration. So just like those reports that we have been giving you yearly or per your request, you can now get all of that information from there. It syncs with one of our programs called Warranty Master and pulls all of that information. All right, so this concludes the recorded section of the webinar. I really would like to thank you guys for attending. We are going to stop the recording here in just a moment and have a larger question and answer where I will unmute all of you. But if this is something you are interested in, this enhanced version of OnPar Launch, please email sales@onpartech.com or reach out to Donna directly. You can also call us and we'll be happy to put in your request. Also, please, if you don't already, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, or all three. We put a lot of things out there, security articles and our tips and tricks and other cybersecurity news, and would really appreciate it if you'd follow us. So quickly, I'm going to take our presentation offline so we can start answering some questions. So thank you so much.